Founders in OwnPassive are in the most treasured position on the planet. Founders have, within their means, to completely change the course of history. That unique position was given to founders by a man who loved people. Mr. Ash Mufareh has created an awesome wealth distributing machine. The machine is called OwnPassive. His creation of OwnPassive reflects perfectly who he is. Mr. Mufareh has committed to putting love of people before love of money. How has he done that? The creation of OwnPassive has been a lifelong dream of Mr. Mufareh. Mr. Mufareh knew that if a person was going to make life better for themselves and their families, they needed something that was designed to help massive amounts of people. He knew that the space, called the internet, would attract people looking to make life better for themselves and their families. The companies on the internet promised success for anyone who wanted to make money with them. They promised they had systems that would make the people successful. So, people flocked to those companies by the millions. What the people learned when using those companies to improve their lives by providing incomes, the bait and switch technique. Those companies would lure them into something that at first looked promising. Then the companies would try to upsell them to the next level. Normally those companies have them buy a product or a service that required a monthly fee, which could be auto shipping for products on a monthly basis where they are paying each month for products. The services that promised to build their businesses for them did not work. So, the companies encouraged them to call their family members to tell them about the greatest thing they had since sliced bread. Then the companies wanted their clients to recruit because the clients needed someone to offset the expenses incurring each month from the products they accumulated and could not sell, that were taking up space in their garages or spare rooms. The companies promising to help them failed to tell them that they needed it to recruit others to be successful. So disappointed, they quit, but they had lost precious time and most importantly their hard-earned money. Sad as that is, 97% of people who use those companies on the internet and offline for products or services fail. They fail miserably. They were now looking for some company that they could trust. The vast desert of the internet had left them high and dry. The heat that was making them thirsty and tired was relentless. The more they struggled to find relief, the worse it got. Just when they thought there was no company that could quench that thirst for success, they noticed a figure on the horizon in the desert that resembled something that they had been trying to find. It was an oasis. An oasis in the heat of the desert. Yes, it was OwnPassive. OwnPassive was the oasis that was going to revive them. OwnPassive was a lifesaver. How were they able to find OwnPassive? OwnPassive has been in existence about 3.5 years and now it is ready to explode onto the scene of the internet. OwnPassive is the heart and soul of its creator, Mr. Ash Mufareh. Mr. Mufareh is a remarkably successful entrepreneur. He noticed what was happening to innocent people on the internet, and that is why he designed OwnPassive. OwnPassive is for the people who make up 97% who use the internet. Those 97% of failing in business touched his heart. So, he created a company that would address the needs of everyday people. People struggling to make a living for themselves. OwnPassive is the first and only high-tech company that has been built with care, love and the compassion needed to help people out of their misery. Most companies online and offline haven't done a good job of helping the users. It is not in their DNA. OwnPassive is different. The common people have a champion in their corner. It is called OwnPassive. OwnPassive's platform will make the lives of people better and is built so that they can conduct business with OwnPassive, save and make money. OwnPassive's state-of-the-art digital products driven by artificial intelligence technology and machine learning have taken the risks out of conducting business with OwnPassive. That technology will work the business for them. All they must do is become a founder and a customer in OnPassive. For a one-time cost, it will change your life forever. No other company on the planet is a self-funding company. The founders pay once out of pocket before it launches and one time as a customer after OnPassive launches and never pay again out of their pockets. OnPassive is the only company that does that. How is OnPassive able to do that? Because of the genius of Mr. Ash Moffare and his incredible AI and ML developers. But the catalyst is Mr. Moffare. Mr. Moffare, the creator of OnPassive, when it opens to the public would be one of the wealthiest people in the world. But that is not who he is. He is an unbelievably giving, loving and compassionate man. He will share his wealth with others who feel like him. People with the same core values as himself. So, he came up with the position of founders being partners with him. He has committed to sharing his wealth with the founders in OnPassive, the wealth distributing giant called. OnPassive is his gift to all who become founders. What a massive display of love! With that display of generosity, OnPassive founders are in the most treasured position in the world. So, founders, get ready to have all your dreams for making money for you and the ones you love realized. Founders will then be in position to help the countless millions who need help to improve their lives. And it all started with Mr. Ash Moffare and his family. That is staggering and mind-blowing. That is OnPassive. The countdown for the closing of the founder's position has started. That position closes when the global marketing campaigns begin. You can still come into OnPassive after the global launch of OnPassive as a customer, not a founder. OnPassive still will love you. But you will have blown the way to change your lives and your family's legacy. Remember, the founder's position is a treasure. Don't lose out on your treasure.